Here's another episode of Try DIY with Ebony. Join me for this water closet makeover. Hey guys, I told you before that I was going to go through some of the projects that I've already done in my house, and I'm getting that itch again, so it's about time to make a few changes, and I want you to come along with me as I redo some of these projects in my house. This is the water closet or toilet room in my master bedroom, and originally I jumped on that chocolate and Tiffany blue trend from a couple of years ago, and it served its purpose. You know, I liked the wide stripes on the wall, but I never really did anything else in here. So now I want to do something a little different. I'm gonna add some wallpaper. I'm gonna add some shelving. I'm thinking about building something to hold the, what do you call them? The plunger and the toilet brush, because I don't want those just visible and out. So I may do something with that, and I'd love to do something on this wall that's always been blank. So we'll see as we go along. This project is going to be coming together as we go. I do have some ideas, like I said, but we'll see. I have these 3 wallpapers. I don't know why I buy wallpaper for a project in my head, and then I don't do the project, so I still have the wallpaper. And I have a problem returning things, so I have so many options to choose from, and that's not a good thing. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this. The good thing is that I can start a project and I mostly have everything I need on hand. So for this project, I have this, what is this, like a stone, like a slate gray stone wallpaper. These are all peel and stick. I have this marble wallpaper, and then I have this concrete wallpaper. And if you can't tell already, I really like texture. So I'm probably leaning toward the concrete because I don't really want either of these two in the bathroom. But I'm leaning toward the concrete so that I can stay in that neutral design. So I'm gonna bust this open. I'm gonna paint first, but I'm gonna open this up, and once I'm ready to get it up on the wall, I'll get started hanging. Whoa, that was a workout in itself. I wiped down the walls to prepare for the paint. I'm gonna go through and sand a little bit because I can see where the tape was. I did tape this. I can see where the tape lines are on here, and I don't want that to show through on my other paint. So I'm gonna do a quick sanding on all of these lines, and I'm going to pull up this quarter round, which is this part here, because I'm thinking I want it in a different color. So I'm gonna pull that up and paint it. I told you guys before how I prepped for my painting. So right now I'm gonna use one of the 9-inch rollers on the wall. And before I paint, I always get off the lint so it doesn't get on the wall. So you can use any sticky tape. I'm gonna show you how I do it. I wrap the tape around my hand like this. Sorry, I'm out of breath. I just ran up here. Just hold this and just go along the whole piece of tape. And I'm letting the tape roll around my fingers. And this is a pretty good roller, so I don't expect too much to come off. But the cheaper rollers, a lot may come off, and if you don't take it off, it'll end up on your wall. So it's almost like using a lint brush on here. And actually you can use a lint brush to do this. I forgot about that. But so yeah, until the tape's not sticky, you have all that lint on there. And then because I didn't get a lot, I'm gonna come back through and do the same thing. Because you don't want that on your wall. You end up with fingerprints on your wall because you're trying to get out little pieces of hair. You see all that falling off? Just do this first, and it minimizes that. You might have a few stray hairs, but not as many as you would have if you didn't do this. So that's my tip number 1 for painting prep. My tip number 2 is, I have one of these to my name. I sometimes buy the little cheap ones that come like 3 for maybe $2 or something, and they're disposable. So those are cool for me. I like those. But if I don't have any, which I don't at the moment, I use foil. So I'm gonna line the pan and show you what I'm doing. I'm gonna line the pan with my foil like this. Put another piece across. So this is what I do. So when I'm done, all I do is ball this up and put it in the trash and rinse out this thing. Clearly, I didn't rinse it out last time, but I still have it and it's sturdy, and I don't have to worry about, with those little flimsy ones, if you don't use something stable underneath, you have to worry about the paint spilling out. And I have had some paint spills, so all the little things that I'm mentioning is because I've been there. Okay, so I'm ready to start painting. These are the 2 paint colors that I chose. Forgive me for being out of breath. I've been running back and forth trying to get all of these tools together at once. So I decided on this Bear Marquee, which is their top line paint. It was right before something else just came out, but this is a top of the line paint for them. But I bought it for the low of $9. Every time I see a good quality paint, the color doesn't normally matter, but if it's like a neutral color like this is, I hit the jackpot on this. So this is a very nice gray neutral color, and this was $9. This one I bought, I think, full price from when I originally had redone my house in gray. So I still have about a half a can of this left. So I'm gonna use that. Don't have to purchase paint. And I guess I'm ready to get started.
Even though this is a small space and I've hung lots of peel and stick wallpaper, this wallpaper was a challenge because it's very thick. This is the kind of wallpaper that you could use like on a countertop or on the top of furniture or something like that. But once I got it up there, I was able to smooth it out as I needed and work with it from there. For my 2 shelves, I'm using wood that I had in storage. I'm using my jigsaw to make the cuts because I didn't feel like taking out the table saw.
Now that my shelves are up, I want to put a piece of wood on here that makes the shelf look thicker than it is, because I definitely couldn't afford a piece of wood this thick. So I'm going to make it look like I have some wood this thick. I'm going to be using 2 pieces of appearance board. And what the difference is, I've been running. What the difference is, these 2 are appearance boards, and you see how smooth and nicely cut that finish is. There are no knots or nicks. It's relatively straight. I don't have to worry about that. And once it's stained, you'll still be able to see these nice grain patterns. I normally only stain appearance board wood. I wouldn't waste time painting it. I want that grain to show through. So here's the difference in a common board where you see knots, you see defects. It's not always straight. Like, look at the edge of this one. Right on that edge, there is a knot or whatever that is, but you don't see that with the more expensive pine. So I am going to use these 2 because they are forward facing, and that's what you'll see. So projects that, you know, this could be like behind something or just used for support. It doesn't matter how it looks, and I'm not gonna paint it or do anything like that. I would use these 2 instead. So now I'm going to stain it, and I'm using the Varathane Wood Stain in Weathered Gray. I don't know if I'm feeling this weathered gray look, y'all. I don't know. Okay, the weathered gray didn't work out for me. I don't like that. So I had to take another look in my stash, and I have this Varathane Kona color. So I'm gonna go for something darker, and we'll see if I like this. This time I'm using a stain applicator pad. I actually should have some gloves on, but I couldn't find any, so I'm gonna just roll with it. Here we go. I think I'm gonna like this darker color better. Like it looks weathered for sure. I didn't put much on there and it dried pretty quickly, but that's not the look I'm going for. Hopefully this will absorb. Unfortunately, some of this stain has, what do you call it? It's not absorbing well. So I'm gonna do a few coats and hopefully it'll work. Let's see. Now, what I'm gonna do is flip it over. I'm not even gonna try to do it like that. I'm gonna just flip it over and see how it looks like this. Really picking up these little dots, and I'm not sure I like that. Hopefully with more layers of stain, it'll look a little different. So far, I'm not sure about this, folks. I'm gonna let that one coat dry and then I'll come back and do another one. It's not bad. It's not horrible, but I want it darker, and I guess I really don't want those pieces, those little dots in there. We'll see. All right, this is one coat. This is particle board, and as you can see, it's just ground up pieces of wood stuck together with some kind of bonding adhesive. So trying to stain something like this, it doesn't give the same effect as, you know, regular lumber, but you're not really gonna see this in my project. So I'm gonna just go ahead and stain it, and basically it'll look as if it's the same color and just the same as the front part of the shelf. So this is what's most important to me. This is just the shelf, and things will be on top of it, so I don't have to worry about it not showing any grain or anything like that. You can see the difference in the two. Like I said, I'm using my scrap wood. So one shelf is going to be particle board, and one shelf is going to be this lumber, and you're not going to be able to tell the difference because both of these front pieces, which you will see, are the same. Ooh. I love it. Get that grain up close. Okay, so I'm going to attach it. Here's what I'm doing now. I am going to cut 4 pieces to surround my window, but I want them to be miter cuts. So I'm using my speed square to create the 45-degree angle. So let me show you how I do that. So on my miter saw, I'm just going to turn it until I get to 45, which is right there. Where's 45? Right there. And I'm going to set my line, and that's where I'm going to cut it. Same thing for this side, but I have to spin it around this time. .45, and it's right up against my 45 line, and that's where I'm going to cut it. All right, y'all, let me show you a mistake that I was about to make. So here comes that whole measure twice, cut once concept. So on this side, I have my 45-degree angle already cut. So on the other side, it should be going like this, right? So I'm over here moving fast, about to go cut this, and it's going in the opposite, well, it's parallel to the other end. And that's a waste of wood, and we don't have time to waste wood. So I'm glad I paid attention. And actually, this cut should be going this way. So measure twice and cut once. See how it's coming together? Now I need one more piece to complete that window. I finished my frame, and I'm gonna put it, let me see, this is the top. I'm gonna put it around the window just to give the window a little bit of charm. Here we go. Let's see, that's about right. It's not exact, but that's about as close as I'm gonna get. So I'm gonna stain this and then attach this using my nail gun. Okay, I'm bringing out my newest toy. This is a 15 gauge nail gun. Let's get some levelation going. This looks perfect. Okay. Looks good. Ooh, I like it. Let's get a closer look. Can y'all see that? There's a glare in here a little bit. Can you see it? I'm loving that. Right up against that shelf. It's looking good. Remember when I said wood is expensive? So I'm going to reuse as much from this project as I can. And this is quarter round, which is what goes around the baseboard of, goes around in front of the baseboard on your wall. Let me see. So like right there at the bottom, that's quarter round. This one is like kind of like an oak color, light oak, I guess. What I'm gonna do is sand off this shine and then use that same Kona stain on here so the corner round will match the shelves and the window in the bathroom. all sanded, and I still have some at my some stain at my sponge. So let's see what this looks like. Not too bad. It looks fresh, I know that much. It looks better than it did. Ooh, look at that. I do like it. Okay, so I will do the rest of them. This was the longest piece, so I'll go ahead and do the rest of them now. I found these in my stash, so I'm thinking maybe I can incorporate these somehow. You know I love texture, so let's see if these will fit in here. All right, let's dress this bathroom up.
I still had to find something for that blank wall, and I ended up finding a huge picture that tied in all the colors, even the dark blue ceiling that I painted at Home Goods for $19.99.